Hello everyone, and welcome on board the hype train. So last week, Dark Souls 3 was finally released and I got my copy in the mail. And today I would like to quickly show you what's inside the box and talk a little bit about my first impressions of the game. But first I would like to go through the different special editions of the game. In Germany, they are all Amazon exclusives. So first there's the one that I have, which is called Apocalypse Edition, which I'll show you later. And then you get the Collector's Edition, which is everything that the Apocalypse Edition has. And on top of that has 3 iron-on patches, a cloth map of the game world, an art book, a statue, a small little statue, and it comes in a nice display case. And this was the edition that I initially wanted to get, but it was a little bit pricey, so I hesitated. And when I was ready to get pre-order the game, it was sold out on Amazon. And then the largest set is called the Prestige Edition. It's everything that the Collector's Edition has, and then also includes a 40 cm tall statue. So I've never seen that on pre-order. I think it got sold out within like hours of pre-order. So that's about it for the 3 editions. So here, as you can see, there's a plastic sleeve over the steelbook. So inside there's a steelbook case, and let me just take it out. And as you can see in the front, I got the PC version because I don't own a console, and then the Apocalypse Edition, some age ratings for different regions, and at the back, you can see Embrace the Darkness and 3 in-game screenshots, and then the usual system requirements. So this is the front of the steelbook case, and it shows a bonfire, a kindled bonfire, with the name reminding you that it's Dark Souls 3. So generally looks a bit like weathered. There's a weathered effect going on, and at the back you can see a picture of the character model, and everything, I'm not too sure if you can see on screen, everything is kind of embossed, so you can feel like the ridges here. And I do own other steelbook cases, and this is one of the ones that I think is one of the better made ones. Has a really nice presentation, and also the weathering effect make it look a little bit old. So let me just open up the box and show you the content. So there are some leaflets inside the first one, which I was quite happy to see. Is a starter guide by Prima. So in the past, in the early 2000s and mid 2000s, when you buy a video game, it usually comes with like a leaflet, like an instruction booklet. So nowadays, most of the games just come with an electronic instruction booklet. I kind of miss such things. So I'm sure that this is actually used partly to advertise for the official Dark Souls 3 guide by Prima, as you can see at the back. So more advertisement, but I guess it's a quite a nice touch. They didn't have to include this. And then actually the most important part of the game below is the Steam code, which I'm not going to show you. And then there's a code at the back of this slip of paper. You can use the code to register your game on Bandai Namco's website. Kind of like a VIP or rewards program. So it's nothing much in the store in the store yet. So let's get to the content of the packaging. So opening up, you can see this is actually the only, well, one of the only things besides the case that is extra in the Apocalypse edition. So here you can see this is the soundtrack. I'm not a big fan of video game soundtracks because I don't really enjoy the music when taken out of context. So when I don't get like a visual to go with the music, I cannot appreciate it. So it's personal taste. And then the game comes in 3 DVDs, and I think if you have to download it from Steam, it's a 18GB download. So I'm not too sure how they fit everything into 3 DVDs. So that's about it for the packaging. But if you look closely, there's some monogram going on here that says Dark Souls or DS3. It's a nice little detail. Let me just set this aside and let me just go on to quickly talk about my first impressions of the game. So first things first, if you have read, if you are interested in the game, you've probably heard that the PC port has some performance issues. So for example, I can't run the game on my laptop smoothly at 1080p, even with all the settings turned down. So I'm actually running the game at 900p at low settings just to get playable frame rate. The game doesn't look particularly pretty that way, and I'm hoping that From Software will release a patch to fix the issue. But gameplay wise, the game reminds me more of Dark Souls 1 than the sequel. It's a lot darker than Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, I guess. And the enemy design is much better this time around, more dark, grotesque, and I guess if you play the game, you pretty much enjoy the character design because of its grotesqueness, I guess. And has all the Dark Souls tropes that players have come to expect. For example, enemies sometimes hide behind pieces of furniture, but and just kind of jump out at you when you approach the furniture. But kind of loses its doesn't surprise you anymore because you kind of see the enemies behind the furnitures already. So one of the things that I'm about 4 hours into the game, and one of the things that occurred to me was that is not as open-ended as Dark Souls 1. So one of the things I really like about Dark Souls 1 is you're able to explore, you're given a certain degree of freedom to explore wherever you want to explore. And the game's way of telling you that you're not supposed to explore that area at a particular area at that stage is that the enemies are overpowered. And but in this game, in the beginning, you only have one choice of where you can go. So it's basically telling you explore this area instead of letting you wander into exploring different areas from the hub world. So that way it works a little bit differently from its predecessor. So I'm not too sure if the game will open up later. I'm not as far in the game as I want to be. Haven't had time to play it very much. And anyway, that's my first impression of the game. If you like the first game, you will like this game. It's more similar to the first than the second game. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you have, you can help me out by giving me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more ASMR videos. And if you like this video, consider sharing it with other people who like such videos. And once again, if you have any questions and comments, you can post them in the comments section below, and I'll try to answer. I read all your comments and I try to answer all of them as well. And yeah, that's it. So thank you very much for joining me on the hype train, and until next time, bye.